stream of Djinncito versus Sir Voltar as soon as I get the password for it. While I'm waiting for that, we can go over decks. On Djinncito, we've got a Crane Tower with Unicorn Splash. So, pretty standard. I think it'll have to be the aggressive deck here, because Sir Voltar is playing an Honor Line Runner. Crab Splash feels a little weird to me. Common Causes make sense. Crashing Wave feels weird. I don't know what else you could have included, but I've never seen this card played. So, besides that, there's nothing terribly surprising about the deck. We've got 3 Kami for Honor, 2 Honored Veterans for the extra points of honor and stats. Not a lot in the way of holdings. Zentaro is going to have a whole bunch of choices for holdings. Stealing a contested countryside can be pretty big. Let me hop into the game and see where they are at. Don't need to update that. They are having some chit chat. All's good. So far, there's no other team members on here. We'll see if anyone else happens to join in. Let's see. So we do have Talismans. The Pursuit of Justice isn't going to do a whole lot of work here except on defense. So Voltar is running a Seeker there. And no water provinces. So this could be a good farming province, just because it's only going to be used on defense. So if there's no bad characters, it's a blank province. We do see a couple stands. Magistrate Station's the RL card. Over here, actually, I wonder why is there an RL card that I'm missing? I am not seeing one. Pathfinder's Blades could have been really good. May have been redundant with the Sonuri. Looks like they are about to get started. And they are off. Let's full screen this. I'm going to move this out of the way. Seems we've got some people favoring Djinncito over here. Oh, we are having some connection issues. That does not bode well. Okay, and they're off. Ish. Now we're waiting on Sir Voltar. Okay, provinces have been placed. Mulligans are going to happen. Djinncito disconnects again. Hopefully this is not a recurring issue that happens. Things are not looking good here. We are waiting on Djinncito to do his mulligans. However, I'm thinking he's got some disconnection or some connection issues. More and more people are starting to filter in. Bit of a rocky start, but it looks like they're off. So Voltar mulligan 2, Djinncito mulligan 3. Hopefully he found what he was looking for in that mulligan. So Voltar is happy with his hand. And we're waiting again. This is really unfortunate. Oh no, there we go. They were both fairly happy with their hands. So we've got a Master of the Courts, Doji Whisperer, Cunning Negotiator, and a Dazzling Duelist for Djinncito. And a Hero of the Three Trees, Chronicler, and Toturi for Sir Voltar with favorable ground. Djinncito's first player. I wonder if we'll see the standard Kakita style play of L5R where they buy one character and dump a whole lot of fate on it. Sir Voltar is not running any assassinates, so Djinncito is free to fade up as many low-cost characters as he wants. Nope, but he buys a Cunning Negotiator with 2. I don't know how useful that ability is going to be. If you find Shameful or Fertile Fields, it'll do something. Otherwise, it's just a stat stick. See Chronicler Conquest bot with 1. Sir Voltar is a local to me, so I kind of know his playstyle. We are probably going to see a very low bid, and they both bid low, so Djinncito is wise to honor Lion Tricks. So this may come down, since card numbers are going to be low, it's going to come down to a game of board presence. Does find Shameful. That is not super great. He did go with the favorable ground, so Sir Voltar kind of has to defend if he wants to get his Chronicler Conquest ability. And he does. Unfortunately, the Cunning Negotiator is probably going to end this exchange honored. I think Sir Voltar's first action needs to be the Shameful, since that'll make him tied. And then Djinncito has to burn another duel to get it to a point where the Cunning Negotiator can win and re-trigger Shameful. using the Chronicler first means that the Cunning Negotiator is absolutely going to duel and win and trigger Shameful. Actually, probably not, because they'll both end up neutral at that point. Instead, we see an RTO. So Voltar used Chronicler Conquest to gain Honor first instead of triggering Shameful, which is going to sting a little bit, because now the Cunning Negotiator will end the conflict honored, no matter what happens. Shameful gets used, Cunning Negotiator gets used, Shameful gets used again, and we are back where we started, with the guise of interaction. Court games to honor. I probably would have gone with Dishonor. You get a bigger stat bump. Sir Voltar is on Crab Splash, so we're not going to see Voice of Honors. Doesn't have any cancels. Djinncito responds with his own court games. If I was being cheeky, I would probably pull out the Chronicler, just take the unopposed honor loss, and then do a poke with the Chronicler on like an Earth Ring or something, and use a Acute Nakoma to bow the Cunning Negotiator after you lose. Hero of the Three Trees is probably going to have a hard time trying to get a break-in, or even realistically win a conflict, and finding not Shameful Display, Magistrate Station would basically be catastrophic. So this attack has a little bit of a risk associated with it, and Sir Voltar chooses not to take that risk. Djinncito can afford. So if Djinncito attacks, Sir Voltar is going to defend because he wants to keep his honor up. And there are some bad provinces he could run into. Spectral Visitations wouldn't be great. I'm pretty sure Dishonorable Assault's on the box. Kensen no Gaku would be okay to run into. I don't know why you play that. Oh, he's trying to set up his Hero of the Three Trees. So he's got to have less cards in hand, so he's pre-playing to prepare to ambush. Might be trying to bait Djinncito to attack there. Is Spectral usually on the box for honor? Medallia? That sounds odd to me. Then again, Dishonorable Assault I've never been a fan of in this deck because you don't have the cards in hand to fuel it. That's a fair point. You can snag a guy that honors himself. Makes sense. So Dishonorable Assault would be bad to find. ish, but again, there's no cards in these games that you don't have the card volume to sacrifice to it. Finds fertile fields. Here of the three trees is going to defend. Probably draw. We see him play a Kami with that, using the fate off of Seeker of Air. New name comes down. We're going to see some hands get punished here. Sir Voltar plays Way of the Lion. We see a voice cancel that. Djinncito keeping hands equal to make Hero of the Three Trees extra sad. So assuming Sir Voltar doesn't have anything else in hand that he can play, we see a formal invitation get played just to zero out hands. So now Hero of the Three Trees is basically forever off. Storehouse gets played, or it gets used. Fertile Fields gets triggered. You see a pass and a pass. It's prepared for war. It's pretty decent. I think the only actual choice that Sir Voltar has right now is, man, not having Fate on that Kami is unfortunate. I would probably go Void here and shorten that Cunning Negotiator's life. I don't think, since the hands are so small now, you need to be as equal on the board as possible. Fire's good too. Do you think you'd dishonor the Cunning Negotiator or honor one of your guys? I'd probably honor one of my guys to turn off voice. Crane has a fairly trivial, Crane has a trivial time honoring their characters. And Hero of the Three Trees is a decent defender. Here's to hoping he doesn't find Magistrate Station. I don't know how safe it is, because if you find Magistrate Station, like you are in a world of problems. But yeah, you can't. If you run into an on-break province, like Upholding, you can sack it to stop a break. But yes, Sir Voltar has found his farmlands. We are going to see a whole lot of nothing happen here. Sir Voltar honors the Hero of the Three Trees, so he's got a decent-sized defender now. Cunning Negotiator is still large. It's a 4-8. No, 4-9. Math is hard. Yep, 4-9. So that is also a really good target for conflict. Sir Voltar saying he definitely lost out that turn. I would agree. Being down a province is... Oh, but we see the RNG Fest of Lost Papers. So that can make a difference. He needs to now never ever find Magistrate Station. And, you know, that's absolutely the secret to being great at L5R, is knowing when you need to flip Lost Papers and making it happen. I think you'd definitely buy Sonuri. I know this is an honor run deck, so the Cute Nakoma is used to set up later conflicts, but I really feel that running Hyaku no Shiro can be really useful as well, especially if you've got Sonuri. Let's see. Your opponent cannot trigger abilities on the attacked province. So Sonuri can defend against, pardon me, the Negotiator. Yeah, actually the Spirit Caller would be really good. Start taking up some honor. Getting in a Toturi could be huge. Sonuri is actually a really decent defender against Cunning Negotiator, since his duel is basically blank. We do see Sir Voltar by the Spirit Caller. Djinncito gets a Doji Challenger, and they go into bids. Unsurprisingly, both bid 1. So I would run Sonuri at Manicured Garden. Actually, no, I would actually go scouting for Magistrate Station here and Spirit Call in the Toturi. Because if you, if you find it while Sonuri's attacking, it's blank because everything's blank. And that could be really, really big. You don't think if you Spirit Called in a Toturi he could force a break? Djinncito doesn't have fate for the talisman. There'd be a duel. Let's see, so Challenger's going to bow Sonuri off of a duel and get honored. I don't know, I think if he'd gone with the heroes, he might, the hero of the three trees as well, he could have forced a break without relying on his hand too much. So let's see what is going to happen. Master of the Court is the fixed guest of honor. If he's honored, you can pitch the saddest token to cancel an event. I think we're seeing Djinncito have some connection problems. And this is where chess clocks get really crappy. Because if he is having a connection problem, his time is still ticking down. Man, this is rough. Djinncito decides not to defend. Sir Voltar lamenting his abandonment from the team. Which is unfortunate. But that's how scheduling do sometimes. So cutting negotiator gets voided. There was no defense, nothing played to push a break. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand it. You know, this is a global event, basically, and so scheduling gets really sketchy. Um, and Sundays are a weird time for some people. And obligations is obligations. Yeah, I actually kind of feel bad that I didn't sign up for this event. It looks like it's been a lot of fun. Um, maybe I'll dust off my mediocre skills at this game and sign up for the next one. Yeah, but I know it's next year, but it feels like there's so many years left in this year. Uh, it's been so mind-numbingly slow. Okay, so Djinncito comes into Fertile Fields again with the Doji Challenger, uh, with the Water Ring, because he wants to use the Cunning Negotiator before it dies its noble death. No, Djinncito went air on his first conflict. So, one attack with air in 6 conflicts so far. This feels like a standard thing, I guess. So Voltar defends, gains an honor. We see Bonsai going. So Voltar draws a card. So Voltar really wants to win this, otherwise that negotiator is going to get a break this turn. We see we see a duel happen. Unsurprisingly, Crane wins. We will probably see the challenger harpoon in the Spirit Caller, which will force Sir Voltar to use it, but he doesn't have any targets worth Spirit Calling in. See a pass. Spirit Caller can only pull out of Dynasty, right? Oh, in one of your discard piles. Yeah. Either way, that's not going to happen now. Instead, we'll probably see the Totori pulled in. Actually, no, I wouldn't even bother. Water Ring will bow the Chronicler. Crane will get its unopposed break. I was thinking Forebear's Echoes specifies Dynasty. There's the break. There's the bow. Master of the Court is, yep. Everything is going, yeah, I'm glad they had, I can't even call it the foresight to restrict Forebear's Echoes to Dynasty only. That was probably an accident. Yeah, I think this game is basically done. I'm not super fond of calling games way ahead of schedule, and there's still game to be played, but I don't think Sir Voltar can push any meaningful conflicts, uh, given the board states. It's not a great situation to be in. Yeah, I don't think he can stop the third break. He's got 2 Fate and 3 cards in hand. His only conflict characters are Kami Unleashed. Common Cause might help. Yeah, the Prepared Ambush doesn't do anything. We do see a Common Cause get used, so that's the thing. It's a good thing. So yeah, this is not a good line because he can't really attack because you just let it through and what you Spirit Call in. I would not go air here. I know it's a game plan for Honor, but you got to start building some kind of advantage here, and Honor isn't going to do it for you. Fire might be meaningful on a Master Accord. Earth would definitely help a little bit, get you some kind of card advantage for next turn. Air is advancing his long-term game plan, but I don't think this game has a long-term. Djinncito gains Fate off of the Manicure Gardens. I don't like that pass. I do not like that pass. I think Sir Voltar should have, if he's going in for like full-on Honor, he needs to Spirit Call in the hero or the Kami, probably the Kami. Oh no, because then, no, I would do the hero. Because then you can gain an honor. Oh no, you can't gain an honor anymore. Because the common, or you're tied on cards. Yeah, there's no good lines here. This is not great. I would have much preferred to see Fire or Earth as the ring to hopefully generate something. We've got Kensa Nogaka as a province option, and Dishonorable Assault, I guess. So, unless Djinncito has a Paul Pump of some kind, he's not going to be able to break. Because Kensa Nogaka is a 5, Dishonorable Assault's a 4. There's the Earth Ring I wish Sir Voltar had gone for. Oh, Spectral Visitation's in the row. Pulls a hero, because that was really his only choice. Defends with the hero. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes making a non-standard choice can be very helpful. He gets honored off the court games. Djinncito plays a favored mount to stop the hero trigger. There's pass. Even the odds. Why did he not play? Oh, because he couldn't sequence it right. Okay, so I think Sir Voltar should have flipped with staging ground. Yeah, honor is such a, like, if you ever get in a position where you can't meaningfully gain honor, you basically have nothing to do. So it is really hard to play, and it, I'm not, and this is coming from a Scorpion player, so some grains of salt here. I'm not a fan of the honor playstyle, just because the bids drop so fast, it doesn't actually feel like you're playing a game. You're just doing nothing extra slowly. All right, we see yeah, so Lion Honor is, I think, a great matchup for Scorpion, or the Scorpion matchup for Honor Lion is really good, because it doesn't take a lot of honor gain to make the dishonor victory that much harder to attain. So we see Kaizen bot and another Cunning Negotiator. We see all the Spirit Callers, which is not super great. I would certainly buy them because you need the bodies. I would buy one of them in the staging ground. So Voltar's not actually in the worst position. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, even before Lion Honor got supercharged, it can organically gain honor from people dying. I would have bought a Spirit Caller because you actually have good targets in there now. The Chronicler can gain you another honor. Hero of the Three Trees is gone from the previous one. Master Tactician can absolutely make up. Yeah, he needed to buy at least one of them, and then he could have staging grounds to possibly get more useful onboard characters. He needed to buy one of those. On the upside, Kensen Nogaka and Spectral Visitations do nothing for Cunning Negotiator's duel, so he's not going to be at a disadvantage there. But not being at a disadvantage doesn't put you at an advantage, so I think it's, at best, it's a very uphill climb for Sir Voltar here, and I don't think there's a, a happy ending given the boards right now. Interestingly enough, he can't go to the Spectral Visitations. Well, he can't go there. You know, it feels like the wrong thing to do, but he can't go there because then Sir Voltar can undo his mistake and buy Spirit Callers. We do see Kensen Nogaka. It does give him honored bodies. But going at the Spectral Visitations, yeah, but the Challenger is a problem here because it's going to pull in the Spirit Caller, which is why you should have bought more Spirit Callers. So I would, at best, defend with, shit, I don't know, probably the Prodigy, and then make Djinncito choose between shutting down Sonuri or shutting down Spirit Caller. And then you get, okay, we're just going to defend with everyone. I'm also bad at playing Honor Lion. My brain just does not think in the right ways to make that deck work. So let's see, we're going to Spirit Call in I mean, he is basically conceding this turn by doing this. He might gain 3 honor at the end of it, but there's going to be an unopposed air conflict as Djinncito's second. Master Tactician comes in. He's going to do a bunch of work. And all of those abilities are passive texts or useless, like the Coma Prodigy, so the Djinncito Dojo is not going to do a lot. Ornate Fan gets played. That feels... Oh, because he's using the Master Tactician. I was like, there's no reason to play that, but there is, because it gets Doji Challenger and Tactician. We have 1 bids. So he's going to get bowed, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel like if I were to play seriously, I would have to get decent at playing Honor Lion, just to have an idea of how it functions, or what it takes to make it not function. But every time I've watched an Honor Lion play, there are decisions made that I just don't understand. So Sir Voltar's top event card, or top conflict card, is not playable. That feels very unfortunate. Yep. It's real. I mean, this is why I don't like low bid games, because you put the cards in your conflict deck for a reason, and when you low bid like this, you never see them. I think if Sir Voltar had, bid enough to draw a tactical ingenuity, this would be a drastically different game. Yeah, so there's no events ever resolving now. So we're going to see the break. So this is probably going to be the dishonorable assault. I mean, it has to be the dishonorable assault. Oh, and Crashing Wave. The card I've never actually seen played gets played. Masters of the Court's going to say no. You can take 3 off this conflict, so that is not enough, and no cards in hand, and that is done. Yeah, I mean, I know I've watched Djinncito play. I spectate a lot of games, and he is a very good player. So that certainly doesn't help his opponents' win chances. Yeah, like I think Djinncito had a better read on it and did everything. Aw, well, thank you. Thank you for coming out and helping me stream this. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. Like he's good. So, all right. Thank you for joining us. They're exchanging post-game commentary right now. I think Sir Voltar's realizing he needed more Spirit Callers. I will stream as many games as I can, unless other people claim them that are better than I am, which is also fine. And thank you for joining us, and we will catch you guys later. Bye.